Altcoin season is here, ladies and gentlemen. Some people out there are trying to spread the narrative that it is dead, but over the last 24 hours, what we have seen in the news and what we're seeing on the charts leads me down the path of saying altcoin season not only isn't dead, it's so alive and it's going to be way bigger than any of us actually could think possible. We're going to explain all of the details of that and more in today's show. So if you're excited, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe. But first, we got to roll an intro. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Investing Bros Live Show. Sorry if anyone got one of those YouTube ads. I just turned it off. Did not mean to have that on, but welcome back in. So glad to have you here. You're noticing it's a smaller cast today. It's just me and my main man, Smay over here. Smay, how are you doing today?
Well, Tim, I'm doing better than I deserve.
Oh, what a guy. What a role filler right there.
Right. I got to fill the
Yeah.
shoes. They're big and,
Mhm.
got a lot of plantar fasciitis or whatever. But
Yeah.
I filled them, and here we are.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, for anyone who's wondering, T. Shroom is not here because he's in the process of relocating his household up here to Georgia. He's going to become my neighbor, like a 45-minute away neighbor. But, it's still closer than our current commute. We're going to have a fun show today. Smay, are you ready to dive into all these details?
Dude, of course I'm ready to dive into all these details, guys. I think this is a great day and a great day to invest in cryptocurrency. Isn't that right, Tim?
100%. Let's get into the details. What's happened over the last 24 hours? Let's do a real quick news wrap up. What are we going to talk about? We're going to discuss the headlines and we'll keep going on. Watchdog Guru reporting Justin BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF volume surpassed $1 billion in the first 2 hours of trading today. You guys know Bitcoin has shot up. All their news, U.S. security regulators open door for Wall Street banks to hold crypto. Financial Times reports Wall Street CEOs are ready to go bigger in crypto, according to CNBC. We're also be taking a look at this little chart right in here. We've seen it before. We're bringing it up again, though, because we are talking altcoin season today. But we're going to get into those details here in just a little bit. Let's go take a look at the bubble. Sea of green, very good looking bubble chart here today. You love seeing it, with the exception of a couple coins up here. Trump, Fartcoin, Ray. I feel like I'm living in an alternative reality here. Talking about Trump and Fartcoin being cryptocurrencies that are in the top 100. This is how you know we're in a bull market. Not Trump so much. That one kind of makes sense. Fartcoin in the top 100 is the most bull market thing that I've seen yet. But it is down today, with the exception of that one, though. Look at all the wins. KCS, Lido is up big. Jupiter is up big. A lot of cryptos are up big, but even more so, big portfolio gainers. HBAR, Jasmy. These are ones we love. ONDO. We're going to talk ONDO today. We're going to talk a lot of different altcoins that I think will benefit. Think like the ONDOs, the Solanas, the XRPs, and guess what? The Chainlinks. Cannot leave Chainlink out. My favorite crypto. With that said, though, let's get into the charts. Let's get into the charts here. Daily chart. We're going to take a look at some macro stuff here in just a second, but I want to start off with a reason I'm very bullish here today. Let's go over here to the 4-hour chart. Might even have to go lower here towards the 1 hour. In fact, let's do that. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. We did get a little top system coming in there. We have a bearish divergence as well, but what I'm watching at the moment is we have broken above a symmetrical triangle resistance level here on Bitcoin. We're retesting it as support. So it's going to be very important that we end up holding this level. If we don't, we're going to have a little ways to drop back to the downside, but that's A-okay. If you don't want to buy in here, which I would say this is a great buy spot, I think long-term, the other buy spot would be coming right back down. We have a little fake out. We come back down here towards 102.5, give or take, and we buy in more down there. Either way, though, this is a bullish formation. We talked about it yesterday. This is a symmetrical triangle pattern that is bullish because it is attached to a bullish rally. Bare minimum, what we're looking at here, guys, this breakout could be sending us up here towards 150, actually a little above $115,000. This is going to be very, very bullish for Bitcoin. But I want to kind of take a macro perspective here. We're going to talk a lot of altcoins today. We're talking a lot of new stuff, but let's talk Bitcoin for a little bit. It's been a minute since I backed out with you guys and took this deep breath, took this thought of saying, hey, let's zoom out before we freak out. What is Bitcoin up to? Because there's a lot of people right now with all the recent headlines and data and details going on. A lot of people are wondering, is the top in? Is the bull market over? Is yada, 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 yada. A lot of FUD in here. I'm here to bust that FUD, to remind you how bullish we are. From a macro perspective, I mean, we were to go back years and years, higher highs, higher lows, right? Let's just talk about the bull market from back here in November of 2022. Bitcoin looking very pretty here with higher highs and higher lows. One thing that I am watching right now that people should be aware of, volume typically has its biggest peaks at or close to the top of the whole cycle and then at bear market bottoms. Take a look with me on this weekly chart where you see the significant levels of volume coming in. Right in here, guess what? That's the bottom of the bear market. Right in here, well, that wasn't the top of 2021, but it was a major top that had a big pullback. While we did technically set higher highs, that pretty much, if you had sold in May, you would have had a very good exit position there. You come over here, we have big volume spiking at both of the big peaks, the big bottoms that happened in Bitcoin. And then, of course, look at the high volume over here. Boom. Bull market topped back in 2017. It's going to be the same thing if you were to go back on a longer time frame. The bottom of the bear market in 2015, high volume. The top of the bull market in 2013, high volume. What's my point? What am I trying to get at here? Where did my line go? I had to redo volume because I was teaching a lesson today. I need to pull up the line. Yeah, color-based preview. There you go. Is this going to be it, what I want? No, that's not it. Give me a second. Why is this not get volume? There we go. All right. And this is usually yellow, so I want to change it back to yellow. Let's make it a little thicker. There we go. All right, there we go. This is what I wanted. My overall point here is that towards the end of the bull markets, you get this nice peak in volume. But look at where we are right now in the grand scheme of things. We have actually still, since the bear market bottom, been trending down in volume. What does this mean? It means the massive change in direction, in this case, because it's a bull market, the massive sell-off that will be the high volume at the top, like it was back here in May of 2021, like it was here in November of 2017, like it was in December of 2013, give or take. My dates there all over the place. We are not seeing that same spike in volume. So from a macro perspective, again, got to zoom out, breathe, take a look at what's happening, and then come to the conclusion this is still so far from the end of the bull market. Zooming in here a little bit more, we have been just hitting bull cycle after bull run after bull run in the intermediate time frames. One thing we're tracking, again, this pullback that we had here end of December into January, a nice descending channel. We told you guys this would break bullish. We told you guys on this massive wick back on January 15th that it was time to take off to the upside. This perspective is saying 115,000 is also the target to be keeping an eye on here. That's the intermediate timeline. And then, of course, the 1 year, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, we're looking at what we just talked about here not too long ago, the symmetrical triangle pattern that has a bullish breakout all the way up to actually 116, but we're going to call it 115 because we see some other confluence in that area. And we're doing the back testing as we speak right now. When you come to even some of these lower time frames, like 10-minute, 15-minute, we're hitting some support at the moment. There we go, 15-minute chart. We're hitting that support right now. We're getting over sold on a lot of the lower time frames here. We're looking for turnarounds to come in. So that's why I'm kind of watching this now. I'm seeing a retest happen on a former resistance turn support. I'm looking at a chance this could be the bottom of this pullback, and then it's time to shoot back up and to the right. But we'll keep you posted on that. If it does fail and it starts to drop, wouldn't be surprised to see us fall back pretty far back down here towards 102.5. But that's the game you play when you're doing the trading game, the investing game. You always got to take risks when it's all said and done. Look for a good bounce to come in on Bitcoin right there. Now, let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin dominance because that's going to be our transition as we get into news. You know what? Let's just make sure we're focused on here on the news real quick. Make sure Bitcoin, another reason it's bullish right now, Bitcoin ETF. All right, we don't have T-Shroom here. We're doing a rough version of the show today here, but stay with me, everybody. Got a lot of information to go through. BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF volume surpassed 1 billion in the first 2 hours of trading. People are buying Bitcoin right now. That's our story. It's going to be impacting that. Another big one that's a little confusing. is we got to wrap this one up for a pretty bow. Japan, Bank of Japan. If you were here yesterday's show, we talked heavily about the Bank of Japan and the FUD that could come in here. Well, guess what? 6:30 p.m. last night, we found out that Japan's inflation rate shot up to 3.6%. 2.9 was last month's reading. 3.2 was the expectation. 0.4% higher than expectation. That's huge. Like, Japan is in trouble. What happened, though? Why are we bullish right now? Because at 10:30 p.m., Japan only increased by 25 basis points. They had 25 basis points. This time, their last decision meeting, they raised it by another 25, getting it to 0.5. This was baked into the markets. And sure enough, when this all was said and done, the price of Bitcoin was hovering down here, right here when this happened. Very strange that we get an American great piece of news in Donald Trump signing an executive order that we're going to have a stockpile of crypto. Prices came back down. Then Japan said, hey, you know what? We're in trouble. We have high inflation. Prices shot up. Welcome to the world of manipulation in crypto. But what this does mean is that this Japan bad news was a FOMO situation. I guarantee you people were reading these numbers last night, seeing the details, thinking, man, it's time to short Bitcoin. And then we just watched Bitcoin liquidate all of those shorts. We're now breaking out. Again, not a great candle here on the 4-hour chart. I will say you do hate to see shooting star candle body. So we'll have to wait to see how that one plays out. But as a whole, it's been weird. We actually been very bullish since this terrible news that happened in Japan. Their inflation is out of control. If you're from Japan, just letting you know, on a serious note, praying for you guys. Even though we think crypto is the future, unfortunately, we are stuck with fiat currencies right now, and it's getting really rough if you're a Japanese citizen where your dollar is getting inflated like crazy. That being said, it's time to transition here. Let's talk a little altcoin season. We got to set this up, though, with the proper stage of what is altcoin season? What should we be expecting from altcoin season? Why do some people think that it is dead? Now, I want to be very clear before I start this off. Altcoin season that's happening this year looks very different than historical altcoin seasons. Go look at my chart here. Bitcoin dominance is a very important detail in the past for altcoin season. What we're talking about is altcoin season back here in January of 2021. You can see that after Bitcoin dominance climbed above 73%, over the next couple of weeks, we definitely would fall dramatically. We'd recoup here in February and then drop again in April and May. We would fall all the way down to 40% dominance, 39% dominance, where we would camp out pretty much the rest of the bull market. We kept bouncing off that level before climbing again during the bear market. Okay, but overall, though, altcoin season was marked by a surge in Bitcoin to a high level of dominance, a sell-off of Bitcoin that transitioned into altcoins, and then the Bitcoin dominance plummeted. Go back to the altcoin season before then, the only two altcoin seasons we have seen. You got to go back over here to February of 2017. Now, this one didn't see a surge in Bitcoin dominance, but that's because Bitcoin dominance was already sitting north of 95%, right? There was barely any barely any altcoins whatsoever. But things like Ethereum and others stole the spotlight here in February 2017. There was a 35% sell-off of Bitcoin that transitioned into altcoins. Of course, Bitcoin dominance chart would plummet from 95. It actually would temporarily fall all the way till January of 2018 to 35%. Okay, so historically, altcoin seasons have been marked by a colossal drop in Bitcoin dominance. Well, what are we watching happen right now? While I do think that there's a chance that Bitcoin dominance has topped out, we didn't get the same crazy fall. We did temporarily for the first 3 weeks. We went from 61% dominance down to 54% in a 3-week period, looking very much like this would be the repeat of former altcoin seasons. Well, since then, you can see Bitcoin dominance not only has begun to rally, let's go to the daily chart here. It not only rallied, it's breaking out of its own bullish symmetrical triangle pattern. Could this end up sending it higher to the upside? You don't really do technical analysis in the same way. Like I wouldn't say that this chart should mean we automatically should be assuming that Bitcoin dominance is going to make a climb up here to 65%. That's technically possible. But my overall statement here is, even if Bitcoin dominance continues to shoot to the upside, I want to explain to you why I do believe altcoin season will be bigger than you think that it will be, okay? Everyone focuses on Bitcoin dominance chart, and I admit that that's where I was focused early in the season as well. But if we're really being honest, The Bitcoin Dominance Chart can do whatever it wants. If you don't know what the Bitcoin Dominance Chart even is, let's make sure we explain Bitcoin dominance as a whole, okay? Let's look at a couple other charts here. Let's look at what's called the total crypto chart. Right now, the total crypto chart is coming in at $3.56 trillion. What does that mean? It means when you add up the market cap of Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP and Solana and all the other altcoins, right? When you add up all cryptocurrency, the market cap is sitting at 3.56 trillion. All right. The total 2 chart, on the other hand, this is every cryptocurrency excluding Bitcoin. So it includes Ethereum, it includes a lot of others. This is sitting at 1.47 trillion. Okay. Then you have total 3, which excludes both Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is sitting at $1 trillion. But my overall take here is the true nature of altcoin season is when altcoins go berserk. And if Bitcoin wants to go berserk as well, good for Bitcoin. Ultimately, what the Bitcoin dominance says is at the moment, Bitcoin, when you look at all of crypto market cap, the Bitcoin market cap is 58% of the market cap, right? Of a $3.5 trillion market cap. If we only make it to $7 trillion and Bitcoin stays, let's go clean. Let's get some clean numbers here. Let's say we get to $10 trillion and Bitcoin stays at 60% dominance. That means Bitcoin's market cap is 6 trillion and altcoins are only at 4 trillion. Okay. Only at 4 trillion if altogether, if that happens. That would be a very disappointing bull market for alt seasons. That would be a failure of alt season. But the reality is alt season is going to come when this chart, total 2 and total 3, take off and up and to the right. I honestly don't care, for the sake of altcoins, I don't care where Bitcoin's market cap is. Let's give Bitcoin a $10 trillion market cap itself. Let's give Bitcoin a $20 trillion market cap by itself. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying if Bitcoin shot up to 75% dominance, but the total crypto market cap was sitting at $20 trillion, I would be, well, that's actually a bad number. If it was shot up, if they were at 50% dominance and they shot up to 20 trillion, I would be A-okay with that because that means $10 trillion is still in crypto, still in altcoins. What I'm ultimately watching and saying altcoin season is going to be crazy here is this chart, total 2. Let's break this one down. Once again, it is all of crypto excluding Bitcoin. That's Ethereum, that's ONDO, that's Chainlink, that's XRP, Solana, all of them. This is what is happening right now. And you can see again, as we zoom out, and we take a deep breath and we think about the future, this is still a bullish chart. It hasn't quite hit an all-time high just yet, but it is definitely probably days, if not weeks away. And the reason for that is because we are in a bull cycle right now, higher highs and higher lows. And we are currently, as we are shooting this video, making a big move to the upside. This is a symmetrical triangle pattern that is attached to a very explosive flagpole right in here. And if this plays out the way it should, and we're seeing high volume come in on these breakout positions, this would send the price of total 2 in the very near future. This is, again, not very long from now. We're talking about March or April area, up above 2.54 trillion. After that, again, I still believe we're going to be shooting much, much higher. For me, I want to see 5 to 6 trillion at the least. If we have 5 to 6 trillion, that is a successful altcoin season. Less than that, I think it is a failure. But ultimately, I don't care if Bitcoin goes to 10, 12, 15 trillion. Bitcoin can do whatever it wants. Bitcoin Dominance Chart can do whatever it wants. As long as cryptocurrencies, as long as altcoins shoot up and to the right with charts like this, we're going to have a very successful altcoin season. And I say all this because in videos past, we've talked about, you have my screen for a second here, Smay. In videos past, we talked about the potential of, say an $11 trillion market cap. I talked about an $11 trillion market cap for all of crypto 2 years ago, I want to say. That was my projection over 2 years ago. I've been called so many crazy names. I've been called, stupid. I've been called Moon Boy. Listen, $11 trillion, I always said was going to be a conservative, probably even low level. But now that we are here in 2025, now that we have a pro Bitcoin and crypto president and several leaders within our government here in the United States, I'm beginning to believe 11 trillion is low expectation for what actually is going to come about when it comes to altcoins. And this is going to carry us into some of these stories. Let's go take a look at what is happening here. If you had not heard, maybe you've been under a rock for the last 24 hours, but the U.S. securities regulators opens doors for Wall Street banks to hold crypto. This is huge. This is absolutely huge, everybody. Of course, another big story is, and I guess I didn't pull it up here. No T-Shroom, you missed some stories. If you didn't hear, Donald Trump also signed, go off my screen for a second here, Smate. Donald Trump also signed an executive order that we would be looking into having a digital currency stockpile, digital assets stockpile in the United States government. What does that mean? It means everyone was sitting here looking this way. We were all looking left for a Bitcoin national reserve, which, by the way, I still think is coming. But I digress. I'm looking this way. I'm waiting for Bitcoin, 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 and then boom! It turns out Donald Trump doesn't have his eyes set only on Bitcoin. He has it set on crypto as a whole. Namely, a lot of altcoins are going to be in that space. So we just saw this news. We see that, going back to my screen here, Wall Street banks not only are allowed to start investing in crypto once again, because we know the last regime said they couldn't. There's CEOs on Wall Street right now saying they are ready to go bigger into crypto, according to CNBC. We have been talking about this for a long time. Long time. Go off my screen here. People have been asking the question, who's going to buy Bitcoin above $100,000? Who's going to buy Ethereum above $4,000? Who's going to buy, who's going to buy Chainlink at 50? Who's going to buy ONDO at 20? Who's going to buy these coins when they're sitting close to all-time highs? Institutions. Institutions who have had their hands tied for the last 4 years. Institutions who have been watching this emerging market of technology go crazy, but due to regulation and regulatory issues, they haven't touched it whatsoever. They're now ready. As they're seeing the positive signs roll in, they're now ready not just to buy Bitcoin. And they're going to buy a lot of Bitcoin. This isn't an anti-Bitcoin video. This isn't saying, guys, I think Bitcoin's done and altcoins are going to take. I think Bitcoin's going to go crazy. But don't forget about the altcoins whatsoever as well, because there's a lot of people with a lot of money who are looking to buy. And oh, by the way, we haven't even begun to crack the whole bubble that is massive retail adoption. When you think of retail who is here right now, we're thinking people who have been invested for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Some of you guys are newer. Some of you guys came in and bought the bottom of the bull market, bottom of the bear market for the first time ever, but not many people on their first time ever investing buy the bottom, right? What do people traditionally do when they buy in for the first time? They buy the top. Those people are not here yet. The new investors, the crazy new investors who are only going to buy when they see it plastered all over the news every single day for a long time, those people are not here yet. We have a lot of more buying pressure coming in, and it's not just coming for Bitcoin, it's coming for altcoins as well. There's another one that's circulating the internet right now that I want to take a look at and examine here. Going back to my screen, look at this chart. This is going around like crazy, and this is going to be heavily utilized. This chart or something very similar to it is going to be heavily utilized when people are looking to invest in their portfolio. What's being communicated here? In case you did not know, you got four different circles. 4 different circles of coins going on here with different, I think, major players and major portfolios that people want to take aware of. And we're looking at where the crossover is. You got Grayscale Trust over here, one of the largest crypto trusts out there. We have a lot of different tokens that are currently in the Grayscale Trust. There's a lot of investors who pretty much just go to Grayscale, say, hey, what do you got to offer? What do you recommend? Okay, I'll take that. All right, so that you have a whole circle. I'm not going to read the names, a lot of popular names. The biggest ones of date, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Chainlink, XRP, Solana, AVAX. A lot of them. Optimism, Sui. Not going to go through all of them, okay? Great group, right? Just being in Grayscale's Trust alone is bullish because you're going to get recommended to a lot of different investors. But that's not the only circle here. Then you have the Coinbase 50 Index, which Coinbase is not quite yet the number one exchange in the world, but it's pretty darn close. Binance and Coinbase are going right there neck and neck. This is their Coinbase 50 Index, saying these are the 50 coins they would put in your portfolio for you. Again, this is the number one, or at least close to the number one exchange in the world. When people want to come in and buy, they pretty much are saying, Coinbase is saying, hey, these are the ones we recommend. By the way, I would be surprised if this coin ONDO right here doesn't make it into this list shortly, but I digress. Same as this one. ONDO might slip over here in a second, but we'll get to that in a little bit. These coins are all ones Coinbase saying, hey, these are 50 index. We recommend these. These are solid projects. Then you come over here and you have made in the USA. Why is made in the USA a big deal? But look at the coins in there. Made in the USA is a big deal because Donald Trump, the new president of the United States, has made a very big deal of saying, in, again, the last 24 hours, he's been campaigning on it, but he clarified in the last 24 hours, the United States is going to be the hub of crypto for the world. It's going to be the place where crypto has the best ability to thrive. We're already watching companies who in the last 4 years, left the United States or considered leaving the United States, either coming back or setting up deeper roots to stay and work inside the United States. And one of the reasons why is because Trump has alluded, hasn't happened yet, hasn't signed any papers, but he has alluded to a potential that all crypto made and operating within the United States would be tax-free when it comes to capital gains tax. That would be massive, but it only applies to made or operating in the USA. That circle, go back to my screen here, Smay. Very, very important. A lot of great names in there, okay? And then, of course, we have World Liberty Financial. This, of course, is the investment firm kind of run by Trump's team. I think his sons and a couple of trusted advisors are operating with this. I don't think Trump himself is getting too invested in what goes in and what goes out. But as a whole, this is one that also is going to have a major role. People are going to look at and say, hey, what coins are Trump's World Liberty Financial Group? What are they investing in? And this is a big, big circle. All right, so now you get into it. We have 4 different massive circles that are recommending cryptocurrencies to newer investors. And you start to say, well, where do you see the most crossover? Where do you see the biggest thing? We're going to take a look at the charts of some of this, but got to start with number 1. There right now is one coin. One coin is being recommended by all 4 groups. Chainlink. I have been called a bunch of names about Chainlink as well. It's no secret. This is my favorite crypto to hold this cycle. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not being paid to do so. I recommend Chainlink, and I talk about Chainlink so much because I really, fully, and honestly believe that Chainlink is going to have one of the most special bull runs this year. I was on with, I did a video with Paul Barron. Some of you guys are from Paul Barron's channel. You might see this video coming out soon. But we got into this, and I talked about how there's a very real chance that instead of Ethereum making a big, big run, which I still think Ethereum runs, I think XRP and Solana are operating a lot like how Ethereum operated last bull market. What do I mean by that? Bitcoin ran up end of 2020. Right before the end of 2020, Ethereum starts to take off as well, and then altcoins poured in, right? There's a reason why people use that chart that's like Bitcoin season, then Ethereum season, and then altcoin season, right? I disagree with that chart a lot because it's only based off the 2021 bull market. But the whole point is a massive move from Bitcoin followed by a massive move from a big layer 1. No one was touching Ethereum with a 10-foot pole in 2020. So therefore, Ethereum made the big move. This year, it definitely looks like that mover is coming from Solana and XRP. We're not seeing a massive move early from Ethereum. I'm not saying it won't rally later, but is it possible we had a massive run up on Bitcoin? We're getting that early run on XRP and Solana that's melting things. But then there's always another coin that kind of scoops in that has a special altcoin run. And I'm thinking about the Cardano of 2021. Cardano melted people's faces, over 100x from the bottom of this bull market. It rallied all the way to being a top 3 crypto by the top of the bull market. It was the number 1 performing asset in that market with reasonable market cap. I don't think Cardano is going to have a bad bull market. I hold a lot of Cardano. I don't see a repeat of Cardano going back to number 3, though. I think the coin that's going to perform similar to Cardano is this Chainlink. I think this is the bull market where Chainlink is the one that makes massive moves. We've already seen in the last week it go from number 16 all the way up to number 11, and it's knocking on the doors of the top 10. And I am still not going to be surprised one bit if by the time this bull market is over, Chainlink and everything that it's doing is sitting probably at coin number 5. I don't think it has a chance of passing Bitcoin. I don't think it passes Ethereum. I don't think it passes Solana or XRP. So I'm not here to say it's going to pass those. But that's only 4. Someone's got to be number 5. Someone's going to have that special run. Why not Chainlink? Why not Chainlink? Again, going back to my screen here, not only is it being recommended to a lot of different groups, it is going to have such a major role in how all money is transacted. We are on the early days, or in the early days, of where fiat and TradFi and Web 2 is transitioning into Web 3 and digital currencies. And nobody's going to play a bigger role than Chainlink. It's special, okay? Some coins sit on the outside of this list that I think could be interesting. I would not be surprised whatsoever. World Liberty Financial. I wouldn't be surprised to see XRP and Solana get swooped in here, and all of a sudden now they're in all four of them. I wouldn't be surprised to see ONDO over here that's sitting outside of Coinbase and Grayscale. I wouldn't be surprised after ONDO gets a little higher here, maybe gets into the top 20, it finds its way into here. There's a lot of solid projects that are benefit a whole lot from all of this, but this chart right here, if you've never invested in crypto one day in your life and you're looking for the beginning workings of, man, how do I build a portfolio? There's a lot of coins on here, but you really couldn't go wrong with starting with saying, all right, what coins in all four? Well, that's Chainlink. What coins in three? Well, you can look at Ethereum and Bitcoin, and XRP and Solana and AVAX and Near and Mana, LPT, Litecoin, although I don't really love Litecoin, XLMs. You can't really go wrong choosing these. And then watching others trickle in as well. This is a great place to start if you're looking for how to build a portfolio. But overall, as we're watching the days, go off my screen here, I go back to what I was saying earlier. It's time to forget Bitcoin dominance for just a little bit. What's more important than Bitcoin dominance when we're talking about altcoin season is how high do altcoins, how high does total 2, how high does that market cap get? If it stays below 5 trillion, I will give you guys, all right, altcoin season failed. But everything I'm seeing on the charts and everything I'm seeing in the news tells me not only is 5 trillion doable, I think we're going a lot higher. I'm really starting to get to that phase where I said 11 trillion 2 years ago, and I said there's an outside chance of 20 trillion. What I'm looking at right now on the charts, what I'm seeing play out, I'm getting to a place where I don't think 20 trillion for total crypto market cap is ridiculous. And guess what that means? If Bitcoin falls to 50% dominance, that's $10 trillion still going to altcoins. That is double what I would still call a successful altcoin season. If Bitcoin stays at 60% dominance, we're still, I'm not great at math, but we're still sitting well above $5 trillion, right? I'm not one of those guys who just see those numbers and do the math. What would that be? If Bitcoin's at 60% dominance, May, are you good at that math? What's 40% of 20,000? I probably should know.
I'm the worst math person on the entire planet, so.
You're not worse than me. You're not worse
totally worse, but that's all right.
All right. That being said, my overall point here is it's time for people, when you're thinking about altcoin seasons, come look at my screen here. Look at total 2 with me, everybody. This should be, if you have TradingView, this should be on one of your saved charts to keep an eye on. Total 2. Let's watch it. Currently 1.46 trillion. I think we're going to shoot up way, way higher than that. Now, while I was talking, it does look like we had a decent little pullback right in here. Let's come in and take a look what is happening right now when it comes to Bitcoin. We are falling back down below. We're going to go to altcoins here in just a little bit, but I wanted to focus on this. I wouldn't say this move is for sure over. We absolutely, on time frames like the 1 hour or others, can have a wick come back up. But I'll tell you this, if we lose and we drop below 104,600, right, where we found some great support earlier this morning, Bitcoin probably want to make a move back down. This probably ends up being a fake out of some kind, and Bitcoin wants to make some move closer down towards 103 or even lower, maybe coming down towards this green line. So if you're watching Bitcoin's chart, if you're kind of staying involved, it's okay. It's a choppy day. It's very ugly. This does not dismantle or get rid of the fact that when you zoom out, this is still a very, very bullish chart. We're heading into the weekend where a lot of chaos happens. But with that said, let's talk altcoins for a second here. T-shirt, or May, I almost said T-shirt. Let's talk altcoins. Let's take a look at a couple charts and where you guys potentially could be scooping up. If you're looking to DCA in, where's your next buy spot? It's Friday. A lot of people got paid today. Where would you end up buying? Let's start with my favorite. Let's start with Chainlink. What does Chainlink's chart look like? We're pulling back right now, back below $26. But like I said, zoom out, focus on some good details here. Chainlink has had a higher highs and higher lows now for quite a while. We got a nice support level coming in here on the 1 hour chart, tracking. We could fall all the way down here back towards $24.70. and still be above this nice support level. Let's turn that green just for clarity right there. But let's check out some other things here as well. We'll focus on what to look at for the next 12, 24 hours, give or take. The 1 hour chart, we are, I'm assuming, going to be seeing, oh, it's not a sell signal. We don't have a sell signal quite here on the 1 hour chart. I wonder, we're close though. Red reversal, bearish momentum, and that money flow looks like it wants to curve over. I assume the 30 minute, nope, 30 minutes not giving a sell signal. Still positive money flow here. 15 minute, let's see, there we go. There's our sell signal. But I'll tell you this, sell signal right here, and it's not a clean sell signal because there's no reversal, but clearly bearish momentum and then negative money flow. Also, excessive sellers building up here on the 15-minute chart. But that works like a bubble, right? This is a bubble that right now there's a lot of people pushing price to the downside. But if this starts to pop, if you start to see this bright pink, we call excessive sellers, start to round off and move back to the upside, the oscillator is going to go like this. The price is going to go like this. This is something to keep an eye on. I think we could move a little further to the downside. Again, 1 hour chart getting very close to wanting to be in some sort of a sell signal. And the support level we'd be keeping an eye on is somewhere here in the range of back to 25, just below $25, just around to below $25. But that's going to be a nice little support. I would say $24.99, $25. I would say that's a great deal. If you can get a hold of some more Chainlink at that level on these pullbacks, it would look very good. Again, not needing to go too far into the daily chart and others because these charts are massively bullish. We'd have to have a very bad drop to even hit support levels on the daily chart. So I'm not anticipating that to happen. These charts are showing us moves up to the upside, going up towards $32 still on the table. But there could be a chance. Take advantage of it if you get it. Could be a chance here around $25 to scoop up some more Chainlink if you're looking to DCA. Let's take a look at some other ones. We'll do the thumbnail coins, right? They're called the thumbnail coins because we put them on the thumbnail. Solana. What's Solana doing? Now, with Solana, again, a lot of these coins, macro, extremely bullish. I'm sitting here showing you very small time frames. But one thing to keep an eye on here with Solana is despite the fact we had this big run up right here, right? We did come up, set a brand new all-time high on Solana over the weekend, last weekend. We've cooled back off, but keep an eye on where we've been rejecting right here, this red line. And you want to know what's funny about this red line? I didn't draw this red line because of where we were rejecting, right? I drew this green line here recently, did not draw this red line. This red line, if you want to go back into the history of Solana, will correspond way back here with the all-time highs set back here in November of 2021, okay? So this red line, keep an eye on it. We have been rejecting 3 different times now on former 2021 all-time highs. That's a flat top. But what's been happening with this green line? What's been happening with support? Notice we run up here and we rejected, we fall, we come down here, run back up to all-time high, rejected. We come back down, but we have a higher low. We come back up, get rejected on the same level. Higher low. Come back up, get rejected on the same level. And we're pulling back right now, but I'd be very surprised if we drop below this green line and I set another higher low. This is what we call an ascending triangle formation. It's extremely bullish. In and of itself, if I were to play out the breakout of this scenario, Solana, when breaking above this red line, would make its way up here towards $313. But when you calculate the fact that it's actually attached to a bullish flagpole, this is called a bull pennant. Again, bull flags is when it's a channel. Bull pennants when it's a triangle. This would call for a price breakout on Solana. It would take some time. We're probably talking about March to April, but this one would send the price well over $420. So major bullish signs right now on Solana. What I'm going to keep an eye on as we come back down here towards the 1 hour chart is where during this pullback we could see it come back down to. So kind of similar boat to we had with Chainlink, red reversal, bearish momentum, and it looks like the money flow wants to start going negative. Let's see if the 15-minute has the same thing. It's no bubbles developing on the 15 like that one, but we are starting to see some reversal flashes coming in. Where could we get down to, though? Let's look at the 1 hour chart and let's pull up Lux Algo. We're looking right in here around the area of 256, 257-ish area. We're not that far because we're at 258.8. So you don't have a lot lower. Maybe you can get it down here to 254 at the bottom of this smart trail. But I would say anywhere here at 256, good level to be scooping up some more Solana. Let's check out XRP real quickly. Smash the like, everybody. How many likes are we at? I'm going to drink while you tell us how many likes we're at.
Tim, it looks like we are at 276 likes, which is not good enough, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and smash the like. As you can see, there we go, right here. Smash like, everybody.
There we go. There we go. All right. Let's take a look at what XRP is doing. Again, let's zoom out for just a second before I give you buy signals, just to calm all of your nerves. Major bullish formations developing here on XRP. Macroly, we've talked about this on the show before. We've got a bull pennant that calls. This is probably September, October time, but $12 for XRP if you're patient there. Zooming in, looking at, let's say, like a 4-hour chart. What we're working on right now is another bull pennant of its own. Again, symmetrical triangle pattern connected to this nice bullish flagpole. This is going to send price to the upside. Even if you stay conservative here, even if you say, you know what, let's just talk about this as a symmetrical triangle, you're still talking about a breakout that would send the price in the near future up here towards $3.90, almost $4, right? But if it do end up having a bull pennant play out once again, we're probably looking somewhere in the range up here of $4.50. So where should you be buying this right now? Again, nice trending level of support kind of in play right here. I will say this one's a little different. It's a little ahead of its time. We had the sell signal, red reversal, bearish momentum, negative money flow. It went below the smart trail right here. So this is going to make it a little curious to say, all right, let's go up to the 2-hour chart and see where that symmetrical is. Where the smart trail is. That's going to be a lot lower. We could break out down there. I'm not saying it's impossible to break to the downside, but a lot of reasons why I doubt that'll happen. If it did, again, what we're looking at, we could see Solana. Yeah, I just don't see XRP doing this. The breakout to the downside for XRP would send us back to 256. Could and will are two different things. I'd be very surprised under the current situation of how news is flowing right now and how charts are flowing if this happens. If a black swan type event happened, if something really bad happens with XRP, okay, maybe you're looking at 256 as a breakout. But again, we're going to come back here and say, I think XRP is very close to bottoming out here. If you want to try to catch it once more on the green line, somewhere around 310, 309, again, not too much of a dip. That's going to be a good little area. Something I haven't looked at here a lot. Let's look at liquidations real quick. Yeah, there's some liquidations right here at 309 that could get interesting. There's some interesting ones piled up way down here at 290, but I would be decently surprised if we have to go down that far after it's all said and done. Yeah, big pile. As you move to smaller time frames, big pile of longs that would be liquidated right here at 3.9. You hit that support line, you shoot back up. So buy a little bit ahead of this 309.8. 310-ish area. That's going to be your best bet to get in on some good XRP prices. There is one more that I had on the ONDO. Yeah, we got to talk about ONDO. Whew. ONDO. Where are you, ONDO? Why am I? There it is. Okay, it's hiding from me. There we go. All right, and after this, we'll do like one or two Q&A tokens. Got 1,100 people, almost 1,200 people watching here on YouTube, 340 over on YouTube. Smash that like, everybody, if you're enjoying the show so far. Again, from a macro perspective, ONDO's looking very good. Very, very good. I forgot to even say this when it comes to some of the others. There's also some formations kind of developing here on a lot of altcoins. I see it here on ONDO as well. Chainlink, real quickly. Drive-by. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. That inverse head and shoulders pattern would send the price all the way up here towards, let's do this math real quick, over $100. That's not the top of the bull market. That's just saying we got a very bullish formation right there. Said it's over $100. I think XRP did not have one of those. I think Solana did, though. No, not Solana. Well, okay, it's here on ONDO, though. Let's go look at ONDO for a second. It's slanted. It's not my favorite, but technically speaking, when you're looking at inverse head and shoulders pattern, what you're looking for is 3 dips. 3 dips, okay? Number 1 right here, number 2 right here, and number 3 right here, okay? You're looking for 3 dips, but the middle one is the lowest one for an inverse head and shoulders. You also, again, when you're looking at these formations, you want to see some uniformity in the formation itself. And I usually don't love this slope, this heavy slope of a neckline, right? I prefer them to be flat, but my only exception, my rule is saying, okay, if the neckline is that slanted, what I want to see is the shoulders. If I connected the bottom of those inverse shoulders, I want to see a very similar looking trend, almost a channel. Guess what we have right there? Nice little channel. So this is a good looking inverse head and shoulders pattern. It would break out here for good old ONDO if it does. We'll come up here and come right to the neckline right there. This would bring the price of ONDO up to $6.81, currently at 142. Again, this isn't the top of the bull market price prediction. I hope you guys know I put out an ONDO price prediction just a couple of days ago. You can go check it out. Chainlink is coming out Sunday morning, 11 a.m. A Chainlink price prediction video is coming out. But I want to make sure you guys are clear there on these formations long-term. Very bullish formations playing out here. On the short term, where could you pick up some more ONDO if it does continue this dip just a little bit more? There we go. We got a nice sell signal here on the 1 hour. Red reversal, bearish momentum, bearish divergence, and negative money flow all coming in there. That's saying at the least, we're coming down here to this smart trail, somewhere in this world of $1.40, maybe $1.37. What I have to make sure is we don't also have a sell signal out here on the 2 hour, which is close. Red reversal, bearish momentum, boring money flow. But if it did happen, all of a sudden, this is rising. I'm probably going to keep it somewhere in that range. What did I say with the 1 hour? 137 potentially. Let's look at that 2 hour again. Yeah, 130, 136, 137. It could, you can see it's rising right there. It could match it. Let's make sure there's no sell signal on the 4 hour chart. Red reversal, bearish momentum, possible negative money flow right in here. Although I don't love it when the money flow's already been in the red for a while, but technically this does foot a bill of a bearish call here. $1.35, $1.36 area. Again, but we are seeing some stockpile there. Since we see some similar levels, it's time to pull in some other indicators here. Equilibrium coming in at $1.37 here on the 4 hour chart. I come back over to the 1 hour chart. Yeah, equilibrium coming in 138, 137. With that, 137. A lot of these charts with these sell signals, 137, you're going to see some significant support right in there. Let's also take a look at lower time frames. We're clearing out some liquidations here, but on this 1 hour, you got a long drop before significant ones down here. Let's go to the 5 minute. Any serious liquidations we should be aware of? Come on, load for me here, chart. There we go. Some serious ones here at 140. Kind of comes down, gets boring somewhere, 138. But you have another pile. Yep, another pile right down here, 137. So the fact that we're getting these sell signals, we have support around 137 and heavy liquidations, long liquidations. 137 kind of piling up to me as a pretty good buy spot. By the way, probably should take this time to pile in here and say, you guys are watching me do a lot of charts in here. Shout out to Kelly Kellum. I see you in chat. Kelly, when we go hit golf balls together, we got to get together and go hit some golf. T-Shroom's moving here, so we got to the three of us go play. Back to what I was saying. If you're watching these patterns, I'm a little ADHD today, everybody, because we got a lot to talk about. You can go get these right now. Everything that I'm using, you guys can check out the link in the description down below. Luxalgo, right now, if you use our link, that's all of these great buy and sell signals from the Luxalgo oscillator. They're the take profits, the smart trails. So much goes in here. You get 20% off when you use our link. And this will give you access to our VIP trading group. All you got to do is join our free Discord, create a ticket, let us know how you purchased the Luxalgo, and you can start trading with us today. If you want to use that liquidation chart that I was showing you guys and see the key levels right on TradingView, where you can see where longs are being liquidated, where shorts are being liquidated. This is the bro specialized indicator that we made with Luxalgo. It is sold separately, but we purposely made it very, very cheap for all of you guys. Go check out that one. It's the bros indicators down below. And if you're looking for a place to do all of this trading, cannot recommend a better platform than Blofin. It is where I'm trading these markets right now. It's where a lot of people in our group are trading these markets right now. Go sign up for Blofin, join our trading group with all of those things, and you can get in our live daily trading. You can get in our trade setups, how to handle losses, how to plan for success, all that in the description down below. Smay, I've said a lot there. I'm gonna throw it to you for a second. Anything in chat that we need to address before a factoid of the day and maybe wrap out the show?
Well, first of all, I guess some people were asking if Kelly was a golfer, and because you sent out the golf invitation, I take it that you know the answer to that.
I mean, everyone's a golfer. The question is, are you active? You know,
Right,
anyone can go
right.
out and smash a golf ball.
I think
I have
everyone has
heard
the latent ability to be a golfer. They just
Kelly
gotta
and
be
I
exposed.
Kelly and I talked about hitting some balls 4 or 5 months back, so I'm assuming he hasn't abandoned the faith of
Right.
golf.
Listen,
And
listen, I feel like any person of this demographic, if exposed to golf, will fall in love with it. I'm just saying.
yeah.
I'm just saying. But yeah, we also got some people asking for Ethereum and ADA. What do you think about that, Tim?
Well, let's do some quick Ethereum and ADA. Love this. Let's check on Bitcoin very quickly here because we did tell you we haven't lost it yet, right? 104.6. We're getting close. I do like seeing the volume come in here, though. Some buying volume coming in. Are we going to be saved at the last bell by that spot right there and move to the upside? We'll have to stay tuned there. But you guys didn't ask about Bitcoin, TA, again. Let's do a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's got a nice looking inverse head and shoulders pattern kind of developing at the moment here, guys. Now it needs to get a bullish push here. Let's check it out. Number 3 dips. Number 1, got a nice little pimple on the neck, but we're going to count this as number 2. And we're forming what looks like at the moment, again, high volume coming in here on the daily chart on this bottom position. I think this is a good bottom position right here. Ethereum also, if you look at this perspective, got a nice falling, whether you want to call it a wedge or a channel. Let's call it a channel for the sake of this video. Either one of them, they're both bullish. It still sends you to the upside. If this is the case, you got a nice neckline right here at just about $4,000. You take the depth of that head. I'm not going to go to the lowest wick, just an average there. You move this up to the breakout. This would send Ethereum's price, if it does end up popping off, $7,000. That's a price I would give it. I think $7,000 is doable if Ethereum starts moving by March or April, but we'll see. What is this? I don't want to give any information away there if I'm planning other content. But there you go. Starting off with our inverse head and shoulders pattern. Very bullish for Ethereum. We just need to see it actually start moving. But it's in a good spot in the list, guys. It's in 3. It's in Grayscale. It's in World Liberty Financial. We know Trump has been buying a boatload. In fact, yeah, I think I talked about this morning in our private stream, which, by the way, guys, free Discord down below. Sign up for it. I'm doing live, like Tim's takes at 9 a.m. in the morning, 2 to 3 times a week. It's absolutely free. It's a private link that goes right in there. Only people in our Discord get to watch it, but it's free, so no cost, no pain. We talked about it this morning. Yeah, it's Trump just bought a lot. Trump just staked a lot of Ethereum. I'm not ready to throw in the towel on Ethereum. That being said, come back to my screen. We are wrestling with that resistance right now. Technically speaking, you could see Ethereum pull back. I don't think it will. I think we're preparing for a big breakout here. Let's check out what Luxago is saying. Don't like that on the 4-hour chart where it looks like we're starting a nice little sell signal, red reversal, bearish momentum, negative money flow, but that could change very fast. We got all of it on the 1-hour chart. What's happening here? What are targets we're looking at? 1-hour targets are currently being hit. So you turn your attention to that 4-hour chart. 4-hour would say down here to 32.50. If we get this official sell right here, 32.50. Not even back to the dip we were at yesterday. But again, just another little pullback as we got some rejection right there. Let's get some confluence in here. Go to lower time frames to look for it. I mean, there's a lot of support in this area where we currently are. Again, a 1-hour smart trail, a big bullish breaker block. The equilibrium sitting here at 33.09. A lot of stuff in there. Let's see what liquidations say. Yeah, you'd have to drop pretty far on the 1-hour liquidations. Let's go to a 5-minute though. See, stuff we've set up here recently. Yeah, I mean, a little pocket here to like 3. What did I say earlier? 33.09 is interesting. Okay, I mean, I think there's a very good chance somewhere right above 3,300 is a good buy spot. If we lose it, 31, a nice little pocket of stuff happening down here. I think we had the 4-hour smart trail. We had this nice pocket of long liquidations that traders could attack. But again, remember when you start to get bullish moves here, let's go to like the 1 hour. When you start to get bullish moves here, there's always some sort of last manipulative play that tries to mess with you, right? There's one last play that's like, hey, you thought you had this figured out, but we're going to swipe it away and make you confused. And then it turns out you were right the first time. We just made you look, right? That's what I see happening here. Again, we rejected pretty much on the red line. We're pulling back, convincing people we could go a lot lower. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Look at having the 5-minute chart here. Bullish divergence. I got to zoom in for you. Bullish divergence is in play on this 5-minute chart. And I know it's a 5-minute chart, so I'm not reading too far into it. But we're about to get a buy signal on the 5-minute chart. Bullish momentum, green reversal. That money flow's starting to curve over. I'm not saying the bottom's in yet. And I think anywhere between here and 3,300 is interesting. But I have a feeling we're at least going to bounce back up from here. I guess the best way I would put that one. But yeah, if you can buy at 3,300, 3,309, that's where I would take a look at Ethereum. Cardano. This will be the last one we do today. If you want more technical analysis, just join the VIP trading group. That's the best place to get technical analysis. Bullish pattern in play here. We got a bull flag pattern on Cardano. We're tracking since this big pullback, November 2024. This breakout would send Cardano's price, what's that say? 336, new all-time highs. Not bad. I could see that happening by March or April. So bullish. Yep. Stay bullish. Stay positive. We got a nice trend. I love seeing this. A nice trend of, even within this falling channel, a nice trend of rising support. That's going to be very interesting. We're getting very close to, but yeah, we could fall back to that again. Let's turn that green for a second. Let's see. Let's go check out oscillators. What's happening here? Excessive sellers. This isn't a sell signal officially, even though there is a red reversal, bearish momentum, and negative money flow, but that's also the developing of a bubble that can pop and shoot us to the upside. Let's look at the 1 hour real quickly. We did get our sell signal over here, red reversal, bearish momentum, negative money flow. Let's check out. Let's see. Just the simplicity. Where's the support levels? Oh, look at that. We're below the 1 hour, so we don't get anything. Don't get any help there. You kind of be looking at maybe down here towards 94 cents, 94.7. 4 hours going to tell us no help there. Again, that wasn't even an official sell signal, but no help. No help from the class when it comes to those levels. Not really getting any help from price action concepts here either, which is a good sign, by the way, that we probably don't have to pull back that far. Liquidations, 1 hour. A lot of interesting liquidations here at 95 cents. Remember, we talked about the 94.7 zone. So a lot of interesting liquidations there. Let's look at the 5 minute though. Are we currently working on trapping out some? We just took out a fat chunk right in here. There's another chunk coming in right here on 97, but I can't guarantee we go down this far, but 4 hour, 1 hour, and 5 minute, all suggesting 94 cents area, 95 cents. Interesting spot for Cardano if we were to fall that far. So look for some scooping up there should we go down there, but I'm not convinced we have to. Again, a lot of things say that we could go ahead and be bottom out now. I mean, even this looks like a rounding. When I zoom in here on the 1 hour chart, this looks like another rounding. Not an inverse head and shoulders pattern because this dip over here is lower than the head, but it's not a cup and handle either. That would be an ugly cup and handle, but it's a nice rounding going on that definitely looks like what the chart wants to do is curve right here and go back up. So trade that responsibly. Cannot guarantee 94 cents, but if we hit 95, 94 cents, that would kind of be right here in the bottom of this curve as well. So there's your Cardano bottom price right there. Smay, let's do this. We were not prepared for giveaways. Normally we do giveaways on Friday, so we're going to do giveaways on Monday. Come back on the Monday show. T-Shroom will be here. Crux. T-Shroom's traveling day, obviously, with moving. Crux, I believe, had something to do at the doctor's office or something. He was out today as well, so it's just me and Smay here with you. But we'll be doing giveaways on Monday for our members, and I believe we have a couple others to do, but it's escaped my mind what we should do there. Let's get into our factoid of the day, and we'll call it a day. What do you think about that, Smay? Is today a good stream?
Yes.
A good stream in your opinion?
Very good. All right. Welcome, guys, to the factoid of the day brought to you by decrypted.tax.
It looks so empty without T-Shroom down there.
It really does, right? Look down there. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and read it. In 2016, a major hack on the DAO led to a contentious hard fork on the Ethereum network. Which block number was the network split implemented at, commonly cited as the fork point? Isn't that fun? This one's like just real gnarly. You keep up with block numbers?
Yeah, an Ethereum enthusiast would know this answer, but I'm not an Ethereum enthusiast. Okay, we're gonna pull a little SAT prep out here, okay? Rarely is it going to be the biggest or the smallest number. It could be, but I'm going to rule out A and B and give myself a 50% chance here by taking out the biggest and smallest numbers. 1150, 1920. There's nothing special about those numbers that would even be interesting. I'm leaning C. I think I have a 50% chance here, right? I'm going to go C, 1920. 1,920,000.
Is that your final answer, Tim?
Yes, because now you do wait for my final answer. Yes, that's my
I
final
actually
answer.
Don't remember what the answer was, so the graphic will tell
good.
us. Yeah, I'm not trying to trick you. All right. And without further ado, we'll find out together. It is C! Great job, Tim. That was just, that was really lucky because obviously this was a really tricky one.
I might not be good at math. I might not have finished top of my economics class like T-Shroom, but listen, for the brain that's in here, the things that I know, I got a very good SAT score.
I feel like if Shroom was here, he would have probably thrown you off, had more cooks in the kitchen. But I'm very great job. Great job. Anyways, back to you, Tim.
All right, guys, we're going to call it a day here today. I mean, just kind of wrapping this whole episode up with a bow. Go buy some altcoins, guys. Altcoin season is going to be special. Don't listen to the naysayers, the doomsday preppers, the crazy, they just want to see everything bad happen. The people kind of believe like if something bad can happen, it will happen. There are times to be negative. There are times to be skeptical. You guys who have been part of this channel for at least a year have been here when the whole market is bullish and Tim says, hold on a second. This doesn't look right. I think we need to pull back. I think we're ready for a 15, 20, 30% pullback. I have done that several times. But when it's time to be bullish, and everybody else is trying to confuse you, this is a bull market. In the words of Caleb Franzen, one of our favorite people to come on the show, he said, if you are a bear in a bull market, you are making some foolish decisions. Go buy some crypto. If you want to learn how to trade, go check out the Bros community. All of that descriptions down below will help get you on board, get you going to your profits. But with that said, love you guys. We have a video tomorrow morning coming out, the third episode of Rate My Portfolio. You do not want to miss it, 11 a.m. And then Chainlink price prediction, 11 a.m. on Sunday. We'll see you again live Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. Love you guys. See you then. Adios.